number. I'm going to talk about the number 8. Let's just talk about 8 for now. The safes. There's 2 tick marks on the safe. There's the ones that everyone talks about that we see that are like flush at like 12 o'clock. But if you go back to episode 1 and 3, you'll see on both of them that there is another tick mark, 8 notches to the left. So 8 essentially notches on a safe is the delta between the 2 codes. And then the clock times, my 2 clock times, like let's not just debate how I got them, but let's just say they're right. So my 2 clock times are 4:02 and 12:02, which has 8 hours apart, which just happens to be the break that needs to occur in Midnight Menace, which just happens to be the you have to throttle to the 8th notch on a Z train to get it to 270 in highball. So you got to go into the 8th notch. So there's another 8. So safes, the clock, and trains. Also trains, like model trains, most iconic like model train action is like a figure 8. So there's another literal 8. Yeah, do I have any other 8s? No, that might be it. What? No, I don't think that might be it for the 8s. Oh, no. Midnight Menace, August 2000. That is the 8th month of the year. I don't know if it's a cipher. Like, did that story happen? I mean, I'm sure. I'm not going to assume it didn't happen. I'm sure it did happen. I couldn't find a record of it, but it's a long time ago. I think he just made it work. It's kind of like an ode. So like they would leave for Posey's on the road at 10 p.m. and get there at 4 a.m. So that's 6 hours, which 4 plus 2 is 6, by the way. And 12 plus 2, like midnight to 2 a.m. would be 12 plus 2. And so 12:02, 12 plus 2, 14. So I honestly, like I'm feeling better about all this now. But like, yeah. So carbon and silicon are the elements that we pull. Those are the ciphers that we pull, in my opinion. And then that is mixed with iron, which is given to us in the book, in the Treasure Trail. And it says Forrest Fenn gives us this cipher himself. Something about his trousers and a fire escape and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. That's the first time I'd ever heard that in that book. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I think he says that in Golden Greed 2, maybe? No, I don't remember if he does. But even if you don't like that, you're like, ugh, that's not right. That's dumb, Tyler. Okay, fine. Z train. A Z is a 26th letter in the alphabet. Do you know what the 26th atomic number is? That would be iron. So iron, silicon, carbon literally makes them a material that is the outer shell of a black box. And those materials are also meant to keep things inside of them. So like liquid sealed, like vacuum sealed. So it can survive literally a plane crash or a train crash, or, I mean, they're very similar. They're orange. They have another element of like the safe codes. All of those safe codes. I think GCOR is the rule book that United Pacific uses. And there are a lot of rules. A lot of them. And there's like 1.1, 1.2, 1.93, I mean, there's a lot of them. And every single number on the safe can be associated to a rule. And that rule will involve some sort of movement, like a start point, a stop point, a boundary line, speed, all these things that would be recorded in a black box. Every single safe code connects to a rule that connects to United Pacific in a black box. And that story is ruined because they did not download the time from the black box They didn't download the data in time, so they couldn't prove where like things happened, and they couldn't prove a location. So you needed to find this in order to find or to like complete the case. I feel like, yeah, it probably doesn't. I don't know that it matters, but like, I don't know. I feel if I don't find it, at least if this ends up being right, I'll have something to make me feel better as I drown my sorrows. But anyway, yeah. Also, CSI, carbon, C, silicon, Si. These two elements together make CSI, and he just happens in the Bronze Beast, where he's teaching his dog how to find treasure and sniff bronze, which happens to be the weight of the treasure in between the safe codes. If you take all the safe codes, add them together, and subtract the less 8 code minus the normal code, the difference between those is 60, which is the weight of the treasure. Also, you retrieve a black box. You don't search for one because they have GPS beacons. Beacons are also mentioned in the Midnight Menace. His mom steps out of the train, and she's wearing a vest that is glowing like a beacon. And yeah, I think that's it. It's I definitely think it's in a event recorder, black box, Union Pacific. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I feel like I have more, but I forget. But like one of the like 26, that's one of the safe codes. I know that has to do with like a braking system. I know that 44 is like a former United Pacific engine car. 52 is a German version of a train car. But like, why would that matter? Well, in the Bronze Beast, where he mentions CSI, he mentions Laurie, the German Shepherd. Or maybe trained by Laurie? I don't remember. But it's a German Shepherd. I know that much. I'm looking at a German Shepherd right now. He's over here. And so yeah, German. There's all sorts of like what I feel now are clear connection points to help reveal like the beacon, the two elements together, and then making that line make sense from the book. Like it just all works too perfectly for me. That's it. Bye.